Hi everybody, it's Friday and that's my favorite way to start off a program. We're doing this one on the 27th day of February. That means one more day, just hours left in a month that I think we're all going to join in and saying goodbye and good riddance to. However, as we are all anxiously awaiting a brief warm-up into early next week, I'm afraid it comes at a trade-off that we're not going to like. We already have a very well saturated ground and a lot of rainfall possibly headed our way, and we're already keeping our eye on the very likelihood of some severe flooding, the likes of which we may not have seen in the past decade or so. So we'll focus on your forecast before I leave you, and we'll try to find some bright spots, and there are some therein. We'll also talk about, even though there was still several inches of snow on the ground, an interview talking about baseball. The season is just about here. We're talking about March the 11th, I think, the first day for the high school, for their first game, mind you. Hard to imagine. But we'll also talk about Magoffin County's youth baseball and softball organization sign-ups this weekend and some other things as well. A lot happening on our calendar, a lot of other news and information to get to before we leave you. As far as the flooding is concerned, eastern Kentucky does remain under the threat for some widespread flooding next week, with the threat peaking around midweek. A widespread snowpack that right now is on the ground and equivalent to an inch of rainfall could also be met with several inches of rainfall during the event that we have starting early next week. It could be heavy downpours of rain, a prolonged period of rain over the course of a few days, a hydrologic outlook, as I said, that we'll certainly need to focus on, and we will before I leave you. Actually, let's just take a quick break. A few words from a few of our sponsors, and headlines will start immediately thereafter. The 57th anniversary of the 1958 Floyd County school bus accident is tomorrow. It's an accident that we've all come to know much more about after a documentary was put together by Remix Films a few years ago, a company which has also recently announced that they have put together another film on the topic with some new and never before seen video footage discovered since that documentary was put together. They've also announced they're going to be showing that film as part of an event set for April at the Jenny Wiley State Park. I mentioned that tonight because tonight a photograph never seen before of the bus just shortly after it was pulled from the water. A photograph taken by my grandfather. A photograph taken by my namesake, Henry Ritter Mortimer, the first, if you will. When that documentary came out and it started a lot of conversation about the tragedy, my dad said that he could recall, which he would have only been about 11 years of age at the time, but he remembered his father, his dad Henry, being called over to document the accident site and the bus itself, as he was a professional photographer in the region. But he really had no idea as to where the pictures were and only believed that they existed. We also knew that we had literally boxes of old negatives and photographs that we pulled out of Papa's basement years ago and still going through to date. And even though I made efforts back around that documentary when that documentary first came out to discover this photograph, and I believe some others that exist, to no avail. However, recently, just looking for something else, well, we came across this photograph of bus number 27, the bus that on that cold and very cloudy morning after a lot of heavy rains and a thaw, sound close to your forecast coming up here in a few days, a Floyd County school bus number 27. It was loaded with 48 elementary and high school students, all going to school on Route 23 when it collided with the rear of a wrecker and then plunged down the embankment into the swollen waters of the Leviza Fork of the Big Sandy River and submerged. It did so with 22 children escaping in just the first moments before it became fully submerged. However, 26 others and the bus driver drowned. It's an accident, of course, that has gone down in the history books as one of the worst of its kind. It's also one of the reasons that the Floyd County Rescue Squad was formed, thus working its way down to the formation of our own Magoffin County Rescue Squad. And it's one still remembered quite vividly today. We'll be talking about their event they have scheduled for April a little bit later on, about their new film, and about how the memory is still very much alive for a lot of folks in Floyd County. I know we're all looking forward to a warm-up early next week, which may be short-lived and be accompanied with a lot of rain that we don't need. Nevertheless, I've also found another thing we can talk about tonight that might also put you in some warmer spirits, and that's the fact that baseball season is starting literally in about 2 weeks, actually a little less than 2 weeks, mind you, with maybe some snow still on the ground. and that Magoffin County youth baseball and softball sign-ups will begin as early as tomorrow. So, 2 years in a row we're standing in the snow talking about baseball. What's that say? Anything?
It doesn't mean much. It'll clear up pretty quick. It always does.
We got sign-ups already started. I know high school baseball is set to first pitch for the 11th in just a couple of weeks. I mean, it's here.
Yes, baseball season is upon us. We're going to be starting our sign-ups this weekend. We'll be at Dairy Queen Saturday from noon until 2. The fee is $40. If you're signing up more than one child, each additional child is $35. The age groups range from 4 to 12 years old. T-ball has to be 4 by May the 1st. That's the insurance requirements and Cal Ripken rules. In order to play, you can't be older than 12 by May the 1st for baseball, nor older than 12 by January the 1st for softball. Again, we'll have all of our divisions: T-ball, which is 4 and 5 year olds, Rookie League, which is 6 through 8, and then we'll have our 9 through 12 baseball and our 12 and under softball. Everything's the same. There's going to be possibly some rule changes. Cal Ripken Babe Ruth is maybe wanting to institute a pitch count in our older leagues. That's not came yet, but that's in the works. Possibly, I know Little League does it, which is a separate organization. But it'll be pretty much the same as we've always done it. We'll have additional sign-ups, so don't panic if you can't make it down there tomorrow. But we want as many as we can get as soon as we can get them, so that we have a good idea of how many coaches we're going to need for this year.
We'll be, of course, announcing all the sign-up dates and anxiously counting down until the first pitch of the season, which will also signify a break in the weather. We hope. You can also find out everything you need to know about Magoffin County youth baseball and softball by, like everything else, finding them on Facebook.
Where we put most of our information, practically all of it, we make all of our announcements on our Facebook page. 90% of the people have Facebook, and our page is called Magoffin County Youth Baseball /Softball. We put all sign-up dates, league announcements, all those things on there. And if you want any additional information, you can call me. My number is 606-226-4287.
I've got one last question for you. What color is the dress?
I give up.
And in case you missed it, I asked Matt Wyman what color was the dress, and he knew exactly what I was talking about, as does anyone and everyone in the free world. I'm not going to go into the dress, except to say this. Last night, everyone in my household held one phone in front of us, one picture. We all looked at the same picture, the same phone. 2 of us saw a white dress, 2 of us saw a black dress. And that's all I'm going to say on that matter. I think it's been discussed enough. Here's tonight's Magoffin County Farm Bureau-sponsored community calendar. And it starts off with a bunch of birthdays, and I like birthdays, so let's get to it. You can't not smile when you look at that face. A very happy second birthday wish tonight from Mamaw and Papaw. And this birthday wish goes out to A.J. Nichols, 2 years old today. And this one comes with a little bit of a background. This comes from Misty Puckett. She says that her Mamaw Hank, who faithfully watches Your News Today, has now got Misty watching Your News Today along with her daughter. So we wanted to make sure that we specifically mentioned her name, as most people around here won't recognize maybe her last name. Her name is Allie Fife. Actually, Alliana Elizabeth Fife, but she knows it as Allie for now. And she's 3 today. Happy birthday. Happy 3rd birthday to Allie Fife. And this is another one of those cases where I may or may not have done this on time. It came in on the 24th, I do believe. It was a happy 6th birthday wish to Isabella Cottle of Poo-Poo, Jade, family, and friends. I might have had it on. I might have missed it. If I did, my apologies. It was a happy birthday to Isabella Cottle nonetheless. Happy birthday wishes to C.J. Brown. A happy 8th birthday wish tomorrow it is. He's still 7 today from Mom and Dad, family, and friends. Happy birthday to C.J. Brown. And this next one says, I want to wish a very happy birthday to Nettie Mullins. Her birthday is March the 1st. Love her husband, Donald, daughter, Betty, all her grandchildren and children. Going to be 47. That's a big one. Happy birthday to Nettie Mullins. And a happy anniversary wish from James Workman to his lovely wife, it says, Garlina. Anniversary wishes go out to James and Garlina. Their anniversary, I believe, on tomorrow. And I've got a lost pet in our next announcement. This is a missing black and white Shih Tzu. It's a female. She's an older dog, long hair at the moment, pink and black collar. She answers to Clarissa and was last seen on Old Burning Fork Road, in the Old Burning Fork Road area, missing since about 4 o'clock this morning. A $500 reward is being offered for her return. I've got a phone number for you. I don't have it on the screen. My apologies, but it is 422-9031. Again, that number is 422-9031. This is a $500 cash reward to get their lovely pet Clarissa back, last seen in Old Burning Fork area. So keep that in mind. If you see the dog, don't have the number, call me. We'll get you the number and get you connected to the owner and that reward. I messed this announcement up last night, telling you about the Kentucky Tree Recovery Campaign, a joint effort to see trees planted in tornado-ravaged areas, and you can also take some trees home with you. It is not tomorrow. It's Saturday the 14th, and that means I'll also have some time to do an interview and learn more about it. It's going to be on behalf of the Magoffin County Extension Service and others, and it's not until Saturday the 14th. I apologize, just didn't read it all before I put it on, I think. Nevertheless, I'll tell you more about it later. They also want me to tell you, though, from the Extension Service, they're taking fruit and vegetable plant orders until March the 20th. Their next grafting rootstock class is this Wednesday the 4th at noon at the Extension Service. Oh, and by the way, don't forget they've got a farmers market interest meeting this Monday, March the 2nd at 6 o'clock at the Extension office. It's very important. They've been seeing a lot of input from the public, and they would like to have a whole lot more in hoping to build a farmers market in this area. As we've already covered, Magoffin County Youth baseball and softball signups are tomorrow at your Salyersville Dairy Queen from noon till 2. First of about 4 scheduled dates they'll have to sign up, but if you can, sign up early so they can start getting a head count for coaches. Also, a reminder about the special invitation to join them at St. Luke's Catholic Church. There's going to be a prayer of dedication at 2 o'clock. This, of course, will be a part of their open house and reception this Sunday, 2 to 4 p.m. You're invited to come and join them for a special day. Their open house and reception at St. Luke Catholic Church on Parkway Drive in Salyersville. Coming back in all its glory. They never went away, but they are going to greatly improve their outreach with their new facility, which they're going to dedicate this Sunday, March the 1st, within just a few hours of exactly 3 years of the March 2nd tornado. And it's reunion time. It says, please join us, the 1972 planning team, for the next meeting. Their reunion planning meeting has been set for this coming Wednesday the 4th at 6 o'clock. It's going to be in the Magoffin County High School Library for all 1972 classmates who are encouraged to attend. A few phone numbers there on the bottom of your screen if you need to find out more, 791-2384 and 496-6073. And one more reminder that the Salyersville Kiwanis Club is seeking nominations for the Citizen and Group of the Year awards. If you'd like to nominate a citizen and or a group, mail those to Kiwanis, Post Office Box 62 in Salyersville, 41465. And you can mail calendar announcements to me. You can phone them in, fax them, email them, Facebook them, or always drop them off here at our studio on East Maple Street. Turning to funeral service announcements and reminders for you this evening from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. 82-year-old Alma Bailey Arnett of Salyersville passed away on the 24th, survived by her husband Aaron, sons David Allen and Matthew Knoll, and daughter Aretta Arnett. Visitation is this evening and prior to services. They'll begin tomorrow afternoon at 1, all of which from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. Burial is going to follow afterwards at the Mann Cemetery at Bloomington, once again in honor of 82-year-old Alma Arnett. 96-year-old Lahoma Howard Mann of Clarksville, Ohio, formerly of Magoffin County, passed away this past Wednesday. She was preceded in death by her husband Homer Mann. She's survived by 3 daughters and 1 brother. Services will be conducted at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning from the Magoffin County Funeral Home Chapel. Burial will be afterwards at the Reisner Cemetery at Coon Creek. Friends may visit the funeral home after 6 o'clock this evening and any time prior to services tomorrow morning at 11. Once again, all of which from the Magoffin County Funeral Home. And we've learned of the passing of 44-year-old James Neal Rice, Jimmy Rice, of Old Burning Fork Road, who passed away on yesterday's date, the son of the late Jerry and Carol Kelly Rice. He's survived by sons Stephen and Sullivan Rice and daughter Gemma Sloan. Visitation will be after 1 o'clock tomorrow, and then prior to services, they're going to begin Sunday at 2. All of which from the Magoffin County Funeral Home, with burial afterwards at the Rice Family Cemetery located on Burning Fork. 66-year-old Kenneth Ray Adams of Burton Fork Road passed away on the 25th, the son of the late John Adams and Faye Imogene Conley. He's survived by 2 brothers and a sister. Visitation is this evening, all day tomorrow, and prior to services. They've been set for Sunday afternoon at 2 o'clock. Both visitation and services will be from the State Road United Baptist Church. Burial will be at the family cemetery at Falcon afterwards. And one last announcement this evening, and it comes in loving memory. In loving memory of Mabel Nichols on what would have been her birthday, loved and missed by family and friends. Couple of announcements before we turn to your weather forecast, which we'll have to talk about a little more in depth this evening. Nothing new for the past few weeks. Sheldon Clark went down to Johnson Central last night, 44-42, the final score. Kentucky High School Athletic Association tells me tonight, as I did not make it over last evening, that Johnson Central ousted Sheldon Clark by 2, 44-42 final score. Johnson Central, of course, your 57th District Girls Champions. Both teams going on to regional action next week at the East Kentucky Expo Center in Pikeville. And, of course, the boys matchup is tonight. Tip-off set for 7:30, also between Johnson Central and Sheldon Clark. We also want to wish a local group of young ladies and their coaches well. They've already headed out and on their way to Frankfort for state tournament action. The Magoffin County High School dance team, the 15th Region Grand Champions, are looking to go and hopefully bring back some more hardware. That's right, the Magoffin County High School dance team, of which I have a dancer there on, the 15th Region Grand Champions, as we, of course, covered that championship for you, hosted this year by the Magoffin County High School. Team's already in Frankfort at the Kentucky Dance Championship. And 564 dancers, 133 routines, all 120 Kentucky counties being represented, 73 teams attending, and a whole lot of other stats I could throw at you, but bottom line is we wish Lacey and all of her team the best of luck as they will be competing tomorrow in Frankfort. Good luck, ladies. Now let's turn over to tonight's Licking Valley RACC forecast. In addition to the snow on the ground that's equal to an inch of water, and of course the very saturated ground already, we're talking about a prolonged period of southwesterly and southerly moist flow expected to develop from the end of the weekend and persist all the way through the middle of next week. And as this moisture increases late into the weekend, temperatures also expected to warm and begin to melt the snowpack quite quickly. Although there's no real certainty at this point on the timing and distribution of the heaviest of rain late in the weekend through the middle of next week, it does appear right now that the heavy rain will fall at times across the entire region. And as this weather unfolds late in the weekend and especially through the middle of next week, snowmelt will occur across the region and the headwater prime region of the larger rivers, and of course smaller creeks and streams also will be heavily affected as well. It's nothing you're going to have to worry about right now, even though we hit 32 degrees today, right at the freezing mark. We started off at 13, and we'll fall just below that for tonight's nighttime low. Expected to be right around 10, mostly cloudy skies, and a wind chill of right around -3 tonight. Can't get around it, regardless of what we try. Nevertheless, we'll see some more sunshine move in here on your Saturday. The first part of your weekend is going to be pretty much like today. Partly sunny. Temperatures in the mid-30s, right around 35 degrees is expected on your Saturday. But with that, keep in mind with an east-northeast wind, we'll also have wind chill values as low as 2 degrees early tomorrow, I think for the most part. And then later tomorrow, mostly cloudy skies and a low right around 26 degrees, close to being average. And then Sundays, when the precipitation moves in, a chance of snow showers before 11 o'clock Sunday morning, then rain and snow showers thereafter, then rain thereafter. We will hit 46. We will see some rain, and it could start to be heavy at times by Sunday afternoon and evening. Sunday night showers are likely mainly before 2, with a low right around 35. So a few flakes are certainly a possibility, as we'll be close to the freezing mark. Monday, mostly cloudy, 41, a 40% chance of some showers. Could be rain, could be a little mix and snow. Tuesday, rain and snow showers, believe it or not, but we'll start to warm up, and we will get to 55 degrees or around about 46 for the low, and those showers are going to be quite likely. This is when we're going to start to see some more heavy precipitation. Tuesday into Wednesday, showers likely again. The warm-up also includes 56 degrees on your Wednesday, but more showers. And by Monday, we'll be able to know more about just what we're expecting and the possibility of some flooding in the area, which right now has some pretty good chances thereof. But for now, thank you for being a part of the program. Have a wonderful weekend. We'll see you back here Monday for more of your news today.